All right, so I just received a couple of egg sacs in the mail from a breeding loan that I did. So I've got an egg sac of Latrodectus pallidus. This is the white widow, and Latrodectus elegans. This is the flame widow or elegant widow. This is I actually sent out mails for this. This was actually a gift from the person that I sent the mails out to, so I'm very excited to that because I lost both of my Latrodectus elegans females. So right now I'm going to go ahead and separate out some of these just to go ahead and get a few started, and I'll probably still leave some of them living kind of communally together just in case, because when you separate them out you still end up getting some losses, and sometimes it's hard to say for sure whether it's from, you know, too much humidity, lack of humidity, too much food, lack of food, whatever. But at least you know that at least a few won't be eating each other. So I get these containers off of, I normally go through Temu, I guess is how you pronounce it now. I really don't like to use them if I don't have to. You can get them off of Amazon, but they don't come in the big 100 packs. You can get like, I don't know, I think they're like sets of, I'm not sure. I'll put a link in the description of the best deal I can find on Amazon. But they're absolutely perfect for widow slings. They'll last for the first 3 or 4 months usually. And all that I do, or the best way that I've found to keep really almost any juvenile spider, to be honest with you, is just taking a little bit of cheap toilet paper. I just get these from the dollar store, Dollar Tree, whatever. And they don't even need a full ply. So what I'll usually do is rip one in half. And you just want to kind of crumple it up along the bottom. Give them a little bit of something to web up and make a little hide into. And I always kind of think of it as it's kind of mimicking leaf litter in the wild. Like they might crawl up inside of a leaf or something and make a web. So this works pretty well. It absorbs the water pretty well. You can see if it's wet. You can see if it's dry. You can easily find the spiderling, which is really helpful. You can usually, like when you see that it starts to get dirty, usually what they'll do is they'll web up in these top parts of the container. They'll usually have their web up here somewhere. So usually to swap them out, a lot of the times all you have to do is pop them off the top gently, and they'll usually still be up there, and then you just move them over to another one. So it works out really, really well. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep doing this with a few, and I guess this is enough really to show you guys me rehousing. So I used to poke holes in here, and that does make it a little bit easier if you're using something like this. So you can just put let me see, I got one with holes in it over here somewhere. So here's one that's ended up being a dud sack, but that way all you have to do to water is stick it in, give it a quick squeeze, and you've watered whatever it is. But anymore, I don't even put the holes in, because you can put pretty tiny slings in here. There's more than enough air exchange and oxygen. You do want to be careful because they don't necessarily seal the tightest. So be careful that it is sealed and that you don't have anything in it that's so small that it could fit out of that. But I've only had minor issues with that, nothing major. And what I've actually done occasionally, just to make sure if I have some that are iffy, is just cut a little bit of this breathable bandage tape. And that's actually more than what I would normally use. But you can actually just tape this lid down like that, and that way you don't get any escapes, and it's still pretty easy to pop it open to still feed, close it back, and well, I've just ruined this one, but you get the idea. Okay, so let's go ahead and rehouse a few of these babies. Okay, move my caps out the way. Well, actually, I'll go ahead and put my caps back on. That'll make it a little bit easier to keep them contained. So put my caps back on. Now these only go one way. That's one slight issue, is like if you're trying to put them in sideways, they won't go. So they are slightly wider than they are long. Okay, so there we go. I've got a few lined up. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll put a little bit of water in each one. Water, 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 water. And once they're established in there, a lot of times I'll use a spray like this, just because it creates a better mist inside of there, and they can drink off the walls and stuff. But we're gonna go ahead and try to see. Like I said, these are very tiny little slings, but we'll see what we can get out of here real quick. So usually there's one right here on the side. We can go ahead and get one of these out. Come on, buddy. Oh, got a couple. There's one in and closed. So there's one. Come on, you. Come on. Okay, let's cap these back off while I fight with this guy. Okay, there he is. So he's on the... This is another reason. So the little green screen material, I like that because if I do drop one, I can find them pretty quickly. But usually all you have to do is just put this behind them, circle them a few times, and you'll usually catch their web. And then you just get them to... There you go. And he's in. So he's in there something. Oh, there he is. So you can see him through the toilet paper right there. So that's the good thing about that, is it's kind of see-through, so you really can pick them out when you can see them. So I will just go ahead and keep doing this for a while, and yeah, I'll get back with you guys whenever I start on the next ones.